Hello and welcome to yet another Learn Sanskrit video, and this time we are doing more exercises, and this is actually exercise video number 3 for lesson 12. So we are going to do the second part of the accumulated exercises, where we are using the vocabulary and the grammar from all the lessons that we so far have gone through. But before I start doing the exercises, you may want to do the exercises yourself to try to see if you have to see if you can solve them before I do it. And then, so I'm going to show you that there are two sheets of exercises for this in this video, and I'm going to show them each 5 seconds starting now. So this is exercises, the B3 sheet, and 5 seconds here now. And then we have the B4 sheet here, 5 seconds now. Alright, so let's start doing the B3 sheet. They two F go and the fool comes. The two crows see. Okay, let's see here. We have of course here I'm in the first sentence here, I'm sort of specifying very carefully already here that it's a feminine. We're talking about the feminine pronoun here, they two F. So we really don't. So when we are doing the English Sanskrit word order here, we are basically just copying this down. The hyphenation here has already been done in the exercise itself, so there's not much to do about that. But the verb here, go, we want to specify it so we know what we're talking about, and it is the dual version, they two go, that we want. And then we have an and here, and as usual, but we have to specify which type of and it is, or, well, we don't have to do it, but let's do, since this is a lesson, so to speak, also, so we can do the little theory, or a little just quick explanation here, that this is the clause and this is another clause. So we have two clauses that we are connecting, so it's a clause type of and here we're talking about. And in that case, the and as opposed to being just a word type of and, because we could have just, we could say he goes and he comes, or something like that, just using one verb, but that would then be a word type of and, which it is not in this sentence here. So we are have to move the and to the first word in the second clause here. But here we actually, so the temptation here when we do it on this line here, the temptation is to put the and after the de here, but we cannot do that because we're actually not having this as a separate word in the Sanskrit. So we are, that's why we're doing all these hyphenations normally on the eswo line. So the and goes after the fool there. So we have to think about what constitutes a word in the Sanskrit. We have to learn how to do that. Alright, so they two F, they two go, and then comes the fool then, hyphenated, with hyphens, the fool, and then we make it explicit what it is. He comes. And then we have the two crows here, and those all both go like that. And then C, we have to have also explicit here, they two C. So that is one. So the second sentence only will be 2 words instead of 4 in English. Okay, so we have transliteration coming up. So they two F is a pronoun, and what is that pronoun? It's te. So if that were a masculine instead of a feminine pronoun in the dual, that would be tau. But now it's feminine, te, and so they two go, and we know we want going, then we want gachati, but what is the form? Well, we have third person they, and we have dual two, so we will get gachataha. And then comes the fool, and we have a long murka. And it is nominative singular, and there's nothing strange about that. And then he comes, it's singular here. So the first verb go is dual, but the second one is singular, comes. Right, so te gachataha murkaha cha, and he comes. So a gachati, long a, gachati, like that. And then the second sentence, the two crows. So we have kakaha. Kakaha is one crow, but kakao is two crows. Two crows. And they are doing some seeing, so we have pashati, but they are two, so we have to change the ending, pashyataha. Kakao pashyatah. Like that. And now just Devanagari here. Hopefully you have learned Devanagari to now, so I'm not talking too much about this unless we're encountering some new combination or new conjunct consonant or something like that. Otherwise I'm just writing it up here. Long U, murkaha, and this is the R on top of the ka, to a preceding R comes there, and then we have the visarga at the end, and the ch, and the gotcha T. Reasonably okay, and then we have, well, good, Kakao, what is this? Now let's redo that. Make this cleaner. Something like that. Kakao. Push. Yep. A simple T, top. Pashyatah. End of sentence. Okay. Number 2, sentence number 2. Here the servant falls, and there the two boys run. Let's do the transliteration here. We're grouping with hyphens here the servant, and we are expanding the verb. He falls. And then as in exercise 1 above here, we have a clause type of construction, so and will have to be placed after there. So he falls there, and once more the two boys run. Oh, and then we have to expand, we have to expand the verb there also to clarify it. Maybe I should use the term clarify the verb instead, they too, instead of expanding it, but the idea is the same, that we specify the name, specify the verb better, so we can make the transition to Sanskrit easier. And then we have the transliteration in Roman here. So we have atra here, and we have a dasa here, the servant, What is he doing? He's falling. Okay, and so it's patati, patati. And then we have there, it's tatra, cha, and the two boys. So we have balaha, that's one boy, but two boys is balau. And what they're doing, they're running, dhavati. But we also have dual number here, so we must convert dhavati to dhavataha, and that's should be correct. Atra dasaha patati tatra cha balau dhavataha. Okay, and we just write up the Devanagari here. Atra dasaha patati and tatra cha balau. Balau. Dhavataha. Like that. Okay, end of sentence. Number 3, exercise number 3. He and she stand there. King Rama goes. So we have our eswo here, and here this time here in the and here we have a word connector, not a clause connector. So it's he and she, the two pronouns there. So he, she, and then we clarify the verb to be they two stand. They two stand. And there we will not, well, we could do this, but Rama, he goes. Good, and then we do the transliteration here. Atra saha sa, long a there, cha, and here we're talking about standing, so it's tishtati, but we have to modify the number because it's two, it's not singular, it's dual number, so we can start tish ta tishtata. Tishtata. Okay, and there, tatra, the king Rama, okay, Nripaha, Ramaha, he goes, gacchati, and it's singular. So there's nothing to be changed from that. So atra saha sa cha tishtataha tatra nripaha Ramaha gacchati. And I should beautify this a little bit so we can see that it is a long A there. Okay, good. And then we just do the Devanagari here. Atra saha sa cha ti shta oops, it's hard here. Okay. It's a little strange there, but the dots were a little too far down there for my taste. Let's put them a little more up there, and we can make the stroke a little more higher up, something like that. And then we have end of sentence, and then we do tatra, tatra, and we have the king Nripaha, and we have his name Ramaha. And here we may note then that we're just stacking the name of the king without using any namaha after. So it's just Nripaha Ramaha, and we could do then gacchati, of course. Have to have the action here, the going, gacchati. So we have atra saha sa cha tishtati. No, tishtat. No, look at that. I made a mistake. Oh, well, that's good that we're proofreading after we did it. Tishtataha. So we have to fix it up. Tishtataha. Sorry about that. Okay, tishtataha tatra nripaha Ramaha gacchati. Okay, so we have dual number in the first verb, in the first part here, tishtataha, and then we have the singular third person in gachati here. So we have two subjects in the first clause and one subject in the second one. Alright, so that's B3 sheet done. Let's go to exercise B4, or exercise sheet B4, and then exercise number 1 there is the two servants and the king, they go, and the two boys come. So let's see, here we have our eswo as usually here, and we are building it together. First we are grouping with hyphens the two servants, and here it once more then once more we're dealing with stacking words with the and, or we're connecting words with the and. So it's not a phrase, because the many words here in the English variant here, they may we may think that, okay, this is that the two servants is one phrase and the king like that, but of course it's not the case, because the two servants is actually just one word in Sanskrit, and the king likewise, so it's a word connector, so the and goes after the king there. So just so we know what we're doing when we are using the conjunction and. So and here the question may be raised here, what are we the question is, how many numbers is the implicit subject in the verb go? Are we having duo, or are we having plural? That is the question, because we are adding two things, right? We're adding one thing on the left hand side and one thing on the right hand side. So doesn't it make duo? No, it makes plural, because we have to read what they are representing in terms of objects. So here on the left hand side we have one group, but that group is two people, and we are adding that together with the right hand side, which is the king, and he is one person, so 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3, so that's plural. So they all go, not they two go. Alright, good. And then the two boys and we clarify that they too come. And the transliteration is we're talking about dasah, one servant, but dasau, the two servants. But we only have one king, and that's nripaha. Then we have the conjunction there, and then we have the verb go, gacchati, but now we have plural, so we need gacchanti, plural, third person. Also, a quick note about my my term here, third person. I mean third person in terms of the usual way we are doing things in the Western world here. First person denotes he, she, it, or they two, or they all. But in traditional classic Sanskrit grammar terminology, third person is the equivalent of the English first person. So if a Sanskrit grammarian talks about the first person, he means the third person, and vice versa. So you have to flip. So I'm just clarifying that with the grammar terms here. So I'm talking about he, she, it when I'm talking about third person. So dasau nripaha cha gacchanti. And then we have the boy, or the two boys. I should write up here the two boys. So we have balaha is one boy, but balau, the two boys. And what they're doing, well, they two come. So we're talking about agacchati. But we have to fix the number to dual instead. Third person dual agacchataha. And then we have end of clause. So we'll just clean this up with, or not clean it up, we're transforming it to Devanagari. Dasau Nipaha Cha Gacchan. Oh, Gacchanti. Balau. Oh, whoops, maybe that's a little too. It's a long ah. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so sentence number 2, there is a father called Dasharatha. He is a teacher. Now this one here is a little strange, perhaps you may think, but I did this in lesson 10. So I write this up. Lesson 10 is the lesson about nominal sentences, and we had some examples there too. So this means here, this syntax here, or this way of writing it, the parenthesis means that we are going to translate this without a verb. And the index 1 here, the exponential, or the sort of the upper number 1 here, it represents syntax 1. So if you remember from lesson 10, we had, when we're talking about nominal sentences, we basically have two ways of doing it: syntax 1 and syntax 2. So we should write, perhaps, well, we can, so lesson 10, and we have nominal here, nominal construction or construction. So we can, so the basic idea here is syntax 1 is it's about where the subject ends up, or how it's the order of the word. It's about the word order. So if I have he is a teacher, how should I, where should I put the he? Should I put the he first in the sentence or last in the sentence? That is the question. Okay, so we'll come back to that in a minute. Let's just do our eswo line where we are grouping things. So here we are grouping there and is, because we are thinking that this is most certainly an explicit asti coming up here, starting off a sentence. And here we have the typical indefinite article following it to specify the something that we haven't talked about before. And called Dasharata is evidently an invitation to using the word, the Sanskrit word nama, so we're typically using named, and we're always putting this after here. So first we name the name, and then we use the word named after, and then there's a period. Alright, so we are back here, and he is the second part of the sentence, or the exercise 2. He is a teacher. Okay, he, and then so the reason I'm putting he here first in the sentence is because of the number 1 there. So I'm using syntax 1, and I'm saying that the subject he should be starting the sentence. And then the other thing here, if we call it a well, what should we call it? We should call it a complement, or we should call it a noun what is the term now? The noun. Well, it sort of, I can't remember it right now, but it's the other part when if we have a copula like is, and we say he is something, that something there we can call a non-subject also. So the non-subject comes in after the subject in syntax 1, but we would have flipped it otherwise. So in syntax 2 we would have had a teacher he. So we just have but that's not what we're doing here then. So we're using syntax 1 since the exercise mentioned explicitly that we should have number 1 there. Right, okay, so he, a teacher. And so we have the transliteration, and we have asti here, there is, and the father is a janaka ha, janaka ha, and dasha rata ha. And these two, of course, Janakaha and Dasharataha, they should have the same ending, and they are both in nominative singular here, so that looks good. And then we should have the word nama right there. And we do the saha here, the pronoun, third person pronoun. A teacher is acharya. 2 long a sounds, acharya. That, and they are both also in nominative singular. And we do the Devanagari, asti, jana kaha, dasha rataha, nama. And saha a cha riyaha, and we have the R on top of the ya there, and we have end of sentence. Okay, looks okay. Asti janakaha dasha rataha nama saha acharya. Okay, yep. Okay, so here we do the here, grouping U2, drink or eat. So here we have an or, which works in the same way as an and the or then goes after the last grouped word, just like the and does. So in the example up here in number 1, we did this, and the same goes. We're doing the same thing here, although this one, the or down here in number 3 is actually coming as the very last word in the sentence. Okay, so that's our plan then, and the same is here then, that the or comes after there, and this is a word disjunction. So it's not linking phrases, it's not linking sentences, it's linking single words. Okay, so here U2 we clarify U2 drink, U2 drink, U2 eat, or there they two masculine, they two sit, they two stand, and then or. That's the last word there. Oh, move the whole. Okay, or. So in transliteration we get here atra U2, we have yuvam, and we have the verb here is drink, so we need to use pibati, but we have pibata here in second person, pibata. And similarly eating here kadati, but kada ta, and then comes or, wa. And the second part here, there, they two and we have, I'm doing it in English, it's a little too easy. Alright. So tatra, they two that's tau. We had before te for they two f, the feminine form, but here we're doing the third person dual masculine. tau, so they two sit. So sidati, we want long E, sida, some form of sidati, and it's sida to her. Just a simple T and A here, as opposed to piba t ha with THA. So it's, so here's third person, not second person. And the standing also, tishta, but which form? Taha, dental T there at the end. Okay, and then we have the disjunction here, wa here at the very end. Wa. Tatra tau sidattah tishtattah wa. And atra, we do it in Devanagari here. Atra, short U sound, yuvam, long A, yuvam, pip, ba, and then we have a t, piba, t. And we should have a long A there. Ka. Right. Correction there. Ka. D. T. H. Wa. End of sentence, and then we have tatra, tau, sida, taha, tishta, ta, tishtattah wa. Okay, atra yuvam piba taha kada taha wa tatra tau sidattah tishtattah wa. Okay, so that seems we have completed both of these sheets, and it's time to move on to the lecture portion of lesson 13 in the next video. So I hope you have enjoyed this time, and hoping that you will have a great day ahead of you. Bye bye.